it goes. Okay. We are going to get this turkey ready to go in the oven. Got herb butter here that we made. Only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shove some of this celery. I've got some fresh celery that I had already pre-washed. We'll put that.
Just flung that all over the camera.
Well, it'll be all right. I've got 2 onions. I may only use one, but let's see.
Cut it on?
No, because I'm not going to chop it. I'm just going to cut the top and the bottom off and quarter it, I think. So, I've also got on the bottom of the pan some stalks of celery to kind of. This full pan says it came with a rack. It has a built-in rack, but that's just grooves in the bottom of the pan. Is what they're calling the built-in rack. So I put a few stalks of celery underneath the turkey to be kind of keep it from sticking and allow the drippings to drip down. And so once I get this inside this onion, and some people I've heard like salt and pepper their turkeys, and I've just heard that's not necessary. I don't think it needs it, but I've heard with the pre-brining of turkeys.
I tried that one year. It didn't work out too good.
What, brining? Yeah, you gotta do it for like a long time too. A lot of people like do it like in a cooler.
I did mine overnight, I think. I can't remember now. It was we lived in our old house. But yeah, I don't make good turkey, so.
Well, I mean, I don't know that I've ever made. I haven't made that many in my life, but I don't know that I ever made like a bad one. But the only thing with turkey is the turkey by itself. I mean, it's good, but it really doesn't have that much flavor to it. Just like chicken.
Yeah, I prefer chicken over turkey.
Well, I mean, if turkey wasn't so expensive, I would prefer turkey. But it's expensive and it's a process to make, so.
I like to actually, when I'm doing better with my dieting, I will buy ground chicken instead of ground turkey, because ground turkey, it's harder to work with. The ground chicken is a lot more moist than the ground turkey.
Well, that's probably because turkey is, let's see, let me turn him around. Or her, I don't know. I'll put a piece of this onion in the neck here. Okay, so we got onion and celery in the cavities. And now we just go put the herb butter. And if I have extra, I'll go on top, but mostly I like to go under the skin where it actually soaks in. And I'm just going to like kind of pull away the skin from the meat.
That's hard to do.
It's just a little membrane. It's not hard. It's just kind of gets unhandy if you're trying not to actually tear the skin, which is what I'm trying not to do. So but now like I said, I don't know what made me think, hey, I mean, I was like, how is any flavor you put on the outside of the skin or basting or whatever getting into the meat? So
that's kind of like when I make fried chicken, or which I don't fry very much anyway, or Even like if you go to a restaurant or somewhere, you get it from like a fast food chicken place. Of course, now KFC is pretty good. Theirs usually is pretty flavorful and moist as well. So, but a lot of the places when you go to they don't the inside of the chicken is kind of
bland.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're, which I'm not good. I'm good at seasoning chicken, but I am not good at the flouring and frying process. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
not neither. But I have found one tip that I found. If you use just like baking powder, maybe it's cornstarch.
I was to say,
I think it's cornstarch.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
Maybe cornstarch, because cornstarch is kind of floury too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And if I do make gravy, I'll use a mixture. You got cornstarch, right? I think I saw some in your refrigerator.
I think so, yeah.
I'll use a mixture of cornstarch and flour.
Yeah.
Instead of straight all flour.
But I like to put like in my flour, I'll put, which I'm sure fast food places do too, but I'll put like some seasoning and then I'll put some garlic, salt and pepper, and just kind of flavor it up too.
Yeah, you pretty much have to season the chicken and season the coating. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I can season chicken, I can season the coating, but getting it fried to where it's like, it's probably just, I'm not confident that the chicken inside is done, so I tend to, and then the coating kind of gets all dried out and almost, not burnt, but almost burnt, because I just don't trust the chicken.
When I make hamburgers, I put them, especially if I fry them, which I don't fry them that much anymore. I usually use my air fryer to make hamburgers now, which does pretty good, but even then, sometimes I'll go ahead and once they're done, I'll put them on a plate and put them in the microwave for about a minute just to make sure they're done.
You know, Michael, he uses my hamburger steak ingredients. And he does his hamburger steak in the air fryer.
Yeah.
Which he's got that kind. He's got the one that's like rectangular. I think it's even maybe got 2 baskets, like, or you can make it one big one, but 2. And a lot of them are like rounded baskets or oval.
Mine is a square, but it's tall. It's like about like this, about like that. But tater tots are good in it too. Fried okra, I tried that in there one time. It didn't work out. Steak is delicious in the air fryer.
Really?
Yes, it cuts like butter. All I do is Google because I forget.
All you do is Google.
I forget what temperature to cook it on and how long to cook it. I do that with most anything I cook in the air fryer though, so I'll have to Google and figure it out. But yeah, steak is really good, and then I'll do like a herb butter on top of the steak once it's done. So,
what kind of herbs do you put in that, or do you buy herb butter?
No, I'll put like garlic, salt, and then like a lot of times an Italian blend in there. So, because that's usually got your main herby spices.
Oh, yeah. Italian seasoning, a lot of them have sage in
them. Yeah.
Do you think we should add some onion powder or onion salt to this herb mix?
Good. I got some. I gotta find it, but I got some.
I can't remember. I just remember the herbs and the butter.
That's garlic powder. Do you want any garlic powder?
I think so.
I like to put garlic powder in everything.
Well, I do usually, but I don't know. There's just something because I don't put it in the dressing. I'm almost done getting intimate with this turkey. Separating the skin. It's not hard. You just got to be careful so you don't tear the skin up. So you can still pull it back where it belongs. And we got the oven preheated to 350, and I luckily remembered before the oven got too hot that we needed to take a rack out to,
It's kind of clumpy.
I had brought some onion powder with me because I didn't know, because I will use it in my dressing. I will, when I make dressing, I'll be using celery flakes and onion powder. I typically usually use onion powder anyway because I just don't, but I'm getting better as I get older about, biting down a well-cooked piece of onion is fine. I want no raw
Hand
onion.
me that herb butter and I'll add some.
Well,
oh yeah.
I feel like I'm doing surgery here.
You have to wash your hands after.
Yeah, I'm about to wash them because, but anyway,
All right.
we have a lot of people in our family who are like sensitive to textures and food. So, if I can't find celery flakes, I'm forced to use celery.
Yeah.
But, you just want to know how much?
Yeah.
I mean, is it salt or powder?
Powder.
You put a good bit then. Okay, onion salt would have been.
I would think.
Onion salt would have been a little.
Oh.
What? Is it hard?
Yes.
It may have to go in the microwave for like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe even.
I don't know. I just think 5. Oh, 5.
What?
Put 5 in it for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think we want it 5 minutes.
A little bit softened. Put 5.
You just have to not let it get as soft as you want it, because once you start stirring around, it might have hot spots.
It's still pretty firm here.
Hmm.
It's still pretty firm. I'm gonna have to put it in for another 5.
So note to self. We won't know till, and I don't know if we'll remember from last year to this year, but we won't know until after it's cooked whether putting the herbs in a day in advance and putting it back in the refrigerator help make it more flavorful. And so we may not even remember the amount of the flavor from last year to this year to make a comparison. But a note to self: if we do this, do mix the herbs in advance. Probably need to set it out 30 minutes before we're actually ready to use it.
Maybe longer than that.
Yeah.
Maybe 45 to an hour. Okay. Yeah.
Is it hot?
I think so.
Because I don't want to burn my hand, sticking my hand in there.
I don't think so, because I took it out here and there, so
Yeah, okay. Yeah, now, oops, here's a big clump.
gotta be able to smooth it out.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna go it under between the skin and the turkey. And I don't fool with doing the legs and obviously not the wings or the back. Man, just do this tight. The breast we'll put it in the oven breast side up. And
I wonder if it would be a good idea if you took a fork and, you know how you tenderize?
like prick down in the meat, like between the meat and the...
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
So it would kind of just like go into it.
I don't know if I'm talented enough to stick a fork between the skin and the meat and not tear it. It was, I had to be careful enough just trying to get the skin separated. I may, now let's think about it, because this turkey, I think it's a butterball. It came with a flap of skin, which I think the one last year. And it's, used to, if you buy turkeys, they come with like a metal spring-loaded clasp around the legs to hold them together.
I took it out.
But yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be take out and put it back when you get ready to do whatever. But this came with like the way they butchered it, a excess flap of skin, and they had the legs tucked into this flap of skin here at the end. So I may have to cut some of this stuff out. I'll just break it and shove it in. Be able to get the legs back around. And I'll cover this with foil, the whole thing, until probably the last 30 minutes or so. Just,
I bought extra foil.
Good. Because you know we're going to need it.
I figured you would.
But yeah, this was 2 sticks of butter. And I don't know, the grocery store, most grocery stores have like the little packages of fresh herbs now in little plastic.
I would put some on the skin.
I think I will. I think I did last year. I think I had enough that I went back and put it on the skin too. See, I almost like split the skin down the middle, or maybe it's just I've stretched it so far the other way. But what was I saying? Oh, the packages of the herbs, in this little plastic, and they've got more than most grocery stores are gonna have more than thyme, sage, and rosemary. As far as, but that's just what I used to mix in with 2 sticks of butter, and then this will flavor the turkey, and it will also give us some really flavorful drippings if I have time and inclination to actually make gravy. Which, I mean, this turkey, since I've been doing it with the herbs, the butter between the skin, it stays moist. It's a lot moister, and trying to get some of this off of my hands. Don't want to just wash this, get flavors down the sink. And my dressing, except for last year when we didn't know till after the fact that I was sick, and
well, when you were sick, we just didn't know
how bad. Well, I thought I was achy, and I thought it was just from carrying stuff out to the car to leave, and then carrying stuff in.
And your throat started hurting.
Yeah, my throat did start hurting, but still, I didn't realize the extent that I had strep and
we feel like the flu
ear infection, and most likely the flu as well.
Because we all come down with the flu.
Yeah, everybody came down. Everybody started coming down with the flu after Thanksgiving last year. I think I was probably patient 0 on that. Don't know where I picked it up from. But anyway, my dressing was very dry last year. I mean, the flavor, I guess, was okay, but it was just very dry. And we like, well, most of us, I guess, we like our dressing firm enough that you can like cut it if you wanted to cut it into a square, but moist and soft.
Soupy, a little soupy, not soupy.
I don't like mine soupy at all. I want it firm, but I want it moist. But it was firm and dry last year.
You put butter on it, don't you?
Yeah, I always do. But I just, I was just feeling worse as the day went on and wasn't thinking, and I left it in the oven longer.
You left it on low temperature, but
yeah, because it got done cooking like only like 2 hours before we were going to be eating. And I thought, well, rather than take it out and either have to put it in the refrigerator so it doesn't go bad sitting, or and then have to heat it again, I just leave it in the oven on low and learn the lesson about that. But it was mainly because I was not feeling good.
I think putting some foil over it after it's done, and then I actually have, and I don't, when we bought this house several years ago, I don't know, the people who we bought it from, I don't know if the stove area was like this before they moved in, but when we moved in, it has 2 heat lamps like you would see at like a restaurant or whatever. So that's what we're going to do this year. We're going to just take it out of the oven and put it on the little rack under the heat device.
I may need you to come squirt the soap on my hand.
Well, we need to pause the video. No? You want to pause?
Nah, it'll be fine.
Okay. Y'all just look at this beautiful turkey.
Once you come and squirt, you can go back. I just didn't want to pick up the thing now. Okay.
All right. I'm back.
We're about to put it in the oven.
I left my pantry door open.
Your what?
Pantry door.
But yeah, but I'm saying, I mean, I won't say as far as the sage, thyme, and rosemary, I won't say I have not heard that as far as a good combo for poultry seasoning. Because I've done that even longer than I've done the under the skin. But I'll tell you, between the skin and the meat, I had never heard of when I decided to do it the year I did it first time. But since then, I have heard of those people doing it. I'm like, to get in my head. Because do you remember me telling you about some kind of chicken and dumplings, a different kind where you made it a casserole dish in the oven and you put your chicken and you did like broth and cream chicken soup and biscuit mix or whatever, or anyway. And you remember me telling you, it basically, once I tried it just to see, because my daughter and my son only like rolled dumplings, which is it's kind of a mess, and it's not hard, but it's messy, and it's, yeah, it's time consuming. You can't just up and decide, hey, I want chicken and dumplings if you want to do it right, because you got to boil chicken and make your own broth, and then wait for that to get cooked, and then take your chicken out and let it cool, and then just make your dumplings, cook your dumplings, add the chicken meat, take the chicken meat off the bones and put it back in. So anyway, it's a process, and the flour does get kind of messy. So I was just trying a different way that I had seen. And I was telling Cindy about it, and I said, it turned out it was basically almost like a cobbler. The way
I do remember you saying the cobbler part. I didn't remember any of the other part, but I remember the cobbler when you said cobbler.
Yeah, I figured that would trigger. And so I was like, what it was not. I mean, if you didn't have any preconceived ideas of what chicken and dumplings should be, it was probably good. But if you were looking for it to be a replacement for traditional chicken and dumplings, no. But anyway, a few weeks after that, I mean, telling you that, I started seeing people on Facebook talking about chicken cobbler. Now, people get out of my head. I need to start writing stuff down when I have think of things that I've never heard anybody else say or seen on the internet, because I start copywriting some stuff. So I'm tucking these legs back in. If you want to get the foil, And then we're ready to put this in the oven for, we'll check it 3.5 hours. For this is like a 19, between 19 and 20 pounds. It's 19 and some change pounds. And so this should be cooked at 350 for
This one first.
3.5 to 4 hours.
I have another one.
So we'll check it. Just, I don't care. I just want to cover it all. I don't want to like put little bits on.
Where you want
This way. So we'll check it at 3.5 hours just to be safe, so we don't overcook it. But
And again, one danger of overcooking is it gets dry. But this will not get
one, we're putting the foil on. Yeah, we're putting the foil on. It's not gonna dry out. And two, with the butter between the skin and the meat, it won't get dried out. And I don't know. I think there's a right and a wrong way to put foil on, but
I thought you were going that way.
no, I was just trying to make sure it covered the seam. But between the foil and the butter, between the skin and the it should not get dry. Anyway, let's say so much time about gravy. I'm gonna go in and around about. Go ahead and talk about gravy. I like gravy, but a lot of times people usually want gravy on their dressing or turkey because it's dry.
Yeah.
So if we do gravy, it'll be because we just like it, not because it has to have it.
I just like mine on mashed potatoes.
Yeah, and I do like it on mashed potatoes, but if you make it in the mashed potato casserole,
Yeah.
it might not do as good.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody's trying to call me. So, we are going in the oven for 3.5 to 4 hours. We'll be back.
It's right at 2:00.
Okay, our turkey is out of the oven. It is resting now. But let's see, I don't know. Turn that light on over there. I don't know if that's going to help. It seems kind of dark. I don't know if people can tell. That helped. Yeah, it helped. So, anyway, there's lots of good drippings in the bottom that, we're not going to show video of me cutting it up because that would be a disaster. But, once we cut it up, we're going to cut it up tonight and put it in a separate full pan. But we'll put some of the drippings in the pan with the cut up turkey just to be in there with it when we're reheating it for our dinner tomorrow. And that's something we got to remember when we're trying to time out everything. We need to plan for time to warm it up.
Yeah, I warm another one up too.
Yeah. So.
I forget how long it gets very long.
But anyway, I'll use some of the drippings in here just to go in the pan that we're going to put it in. And we'll cover it in foil and put it in the refrigerator and then reheat it tomorrow. It shouldn't be dry, but reheating it might make it dry, so I'm going to add the drippings. And there's probably enough drippings in here that, if time permits, will be enough to make the gravy out of. So, anyway, that's our turkey for Thanksgiving tomorrow.
2023.
2023.
Goodbye.